Good morning, JPEagles. It's Music Tuesday. So we have one more special guest with us today, and it is William.
Howdy.
William is going to show us some things about percussion today, and I hope you enjoy your time with him.
Howdy, so I'm in the Aggie band at Texas A&M. That's their marching band. And this year I'm going to be one of the two cymbal players. So we use these large cymbals that are really easy to carry around on a field, and they're really loud. So I'm going to give you a sample of what they sound like. So you have to use these straps here to hold them. That way you don't actually have to use your fingers. It makes it a lot easier when you're holding these for 2 hours or something like that in a parade. So there's nothing fancy about them. They just make one sound. They're for tempo, timekeeping within the band. So my job is I just do this the whole time during the pieces that we're playing. And that's it.
Okay, I hope you didn't blow an eardrum there because that was really loud. William says that wasn't even full power. Now we're going to look at the drum set. I know a lot of you would love to have a drum set at your house, and believe it or not, I have one. So we're going to look at the drum set now.
So this is the drum set. The purpose of the drum set is so that one person can play all of the sounds in a percussion section by themselves. So in a marching band, you have one person on cymbals, one person on a snare drum, people on bass drums. They're all split up. On a drum set, one person can do all of it. So the highest note on a drum set is the crash cymbal, and it makes the same sound as those cymbals there that I showed you earlier, except on these ones, you just hit them with a stick, and it's going to sound like that. The other cymbals on is a ride cymbal, which sounds like this. And it has a bell that makes a high-pitched sound, kind of like a boat dock. And the other two cymbals is called a hi-hat. So the purpose of a hi-hat is you can move them together with a pedal, and then hit the stick to make a drier sound. Then we get into drums.
Can you move it up and down again with your foot?
Then we get into drums. The highest drum is the snare drum.
Oh, William, show us how you're holding those drums. Show us your grip on that.
So this is match grip.
I think our little eagles know about that.
Yeah, so you typically use this match grip on drum set when you play. Then we have what's called the tom drums. So these three right here are all toms, and they're different pitches. So we have the highest one, and they go highest to lowest from left to right. So my left, which would be your right. And that's highest down to the lowest one. And then the last drum is the bass drum, or called the kick drum, because you use your foot to work the pedal, which gives the sound.
When you do that, I feel some air coming out of that hole right there. That's really weird.
And so you can combine all of these sounds to make essentially drum beats. So you typically start with the bass drum, and then you put the snare in. Combine all those together, make different drum beats.
So, William, when did you start playing the drums?
So I started playing drums in 6th grade when I joined band at Central Middle School, where y'all will be going.
And when you started, had you already had drum lessons, or what was your background at that point?
I had taken no musical lessons at all. I hadn't taken choir, piano, I hadn't started any of that yet. So nothing.
Okay. Did you just sign up, or did you have to audition? How did that process work?
Well, you tell the band that you're interested, and then everyone who's interested does a little audition. The audition is really just two parts. how well you can read music, and if you already know the notes on a piano, which all of y'all already know that because of Miss Patterson's piano lab.
So when you're in band, what's your favorite part of it?
So my favorite part, and pretty much everybody's favorite part of band in high school, is marching band, because that's just a lot of fun. Football games, drum line, stuff you don't get to do anywhere else. So that's just a really fun part. And then in percussion, you get really cool opportunity to be in different kinds of groups. If y'all remember when the Steel Pan Band came to Jane Phillips, so the band that has those metal Jamaican drums, and they're circular and they sound really cool, like something out of a movie, at a beach. If you're in percussion, you have the opportunity to be in that group. And that's where I learned a lot of my drum set ability. It's because a drum set player is used for that group. But there's so many cool parts of band in high school. Basketball band is super fun. I got the opportunity to play in some of the musicals even as a percussionist. Just a lot of opportunities come in percussion, especially at the high school level.
What about travel? Do you get to travel when you're in the band?
So you get to travel a lot. In high school, every year you go on a trip, and that trip goes anywhere from St. Louis to once every 4 years, the band goes international. So my band went to Italy, and so yeah, you get to do all sorts of places. Chicago, Disney. We've been to Disney World a couple times on those trips. They're a whole lot of fun, and the trips, a lot of them are just for fun. Sometimes we don't even go for a music purpose. We just go to have fun together.
And what about in college? Do you get to travel now that you're playing in college?
So we travel a lot. In football season, I'm in the marching band, so we go to all the games. So every game A&M goes and plays at, the band is there. So we play in states like South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, obviously Texas. So we just go all over those places. And that one's really cool because it's all paid for by the band, because it's a university. So they have a lot more funding than places like high schools. So it's just a whole lot of fun.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us today, William. Any final words you want to share with us about percussion?
I mean, not really. There's a whole lot of things you can do with it outside of band. Yeah, I guess that'll be my last point. Outside of band, because it's a skill. So any instrument you learn is now a skill that you have, and other people don't. So I've made actual money playing at churches and or different organizations that need somebody that knows how to play percussion. A lot of my friends who have played other instruments too, they get hired at churches and for musical theaters, all sorts of places, and we don't even have college degrees in the instrument. Just knowing how to do it is a really good skill to have, that it's fun and you can make a little money doing it too.
Awesome. Okay, well, thanks, William. We'll talk to you later then. That's it for this week, JPEagles. I hope you will join me next week. I think we're kind of done with our special guest, so unless I find someone else. One other victim. I love you guys. I miss you. Stay safe, and I hope we were back together again soon.